Speaking about COVID-19 cases, let's now take our reporter, senior reporter in Cape Town, as the city of Cape Town's Metro Police is holding a special ceremony to remember colleagues who've lost their lives to COVID-19. There will be a tree planting ceremony. A plaque will also be unveiled, this at the Green Point Precinct Tamarisk Horse Stables. Now, the event commemorates the dedication and commitment of officers who have lost their lives. An equestrian procession will lead dignitaries to the stables where trees will be planted. Our reporter Vanessa Poonah is there. Vanessa, it's over to you. We've just run a story about COVID-19 and how it is ravishing the world over, from the USA to the United Kingdom, where they're locking things down again. Spain are locking down things. In South Africa, we're still dealing with the after effects of it, and right now, that's what you are.
Yes, good morning to you. And here in the Western Cape, just to give you a summary of the figures to date, as at yesterday, late yesterday afternoon, the death toll of COVID-19 in the province currently stands at 4,208. Of course, one of those that had passed due to this global pandemic is Superintendent Charlene Moses. She was the manager here at the equestrian unit of the city's Metro Police. And today, a fitting ceremony to honor her. The mother of three died in June after illness of COVID-19. The proceedings are due to get underway in the next half an hour or so, but we are at the Green Point Precinct. There are some horses that we understand will be doing a parade in a short bit, and also behind me a tree will be planted in her honor. And this, of course, to honor her sacrifice and also her lifelong commitment to the Metro Police unit here in Cape Town. We also understand that at this point there haven't been any further deaths within the unit itself, but we'll get more information from Alderman J.P. Smith when he arrives here at the scene where this ceremony to mark at least Superintendent Moses will be taking place shortly.
Vanessa, with regards to the numbers down in the Western Cape, I remember when COVID-19 started gaining momentum in South Africa, the Western Cape was at one stage, you know, the epicenter of the disease. It's now third on the numbers, and as far as the country is concerned, we're hearing world in and worldwide that the second wave is coming. In fact, we had an interview this morning right here on SABC's The Agenda. What is the feeling and the mood on the ground? Because from what we're hearing, it's inevitable that somewhere down the line we should catch it.
Yes, indeed, and the Western Cape government has indeed announced their plans for the so-called second wave. Of course, when one goes onto social media, the Premier himself, as well as the messaging around COVID-19, it's very clear from the Western Cape, urging people to continue maintaining social distancing as well as to continue wearing masks. And now we know the issue of masks has been a fight, really, because in some communities, we work out in various communities across Cape Town, there seems to be a relaxation by members of the public in terms of wearing those masks. And even when it comes to issues around social distancing, people seem to be, by and large, not ignoring but just relaxing their measures around maintaining those social distancing measures around COVID-19. And the message from the Western Cape government is indeed very clear, as well as the city of Cape Town, just to urge people to make sure that they are protecting themselves and those they love, as well as other people, from contracting the disease, messaging all around the city and all its platforms, also ensuring that people social distance, using sanitizer and taking all the necessary precautions to delay or possibly prevent the second wave, for which the province is currently preparing.
The South Africa as a whole, Vanessa, as we've known, I mean, our recovery rate is at 90%, so one could say we've done fairly well in staving off what a lot of people have said, you know, could have been a disaster, in particular for the African continent. Now, in your part of the world, Cape Town, how has the mood been with the thought or talks of a second wave coming? South Africans do not want to go back to a hard lockdown. Nobody wants to go back to a hard lockdown, in particular because it means the loss of jobs once again. It means the freedoms that we currently enjoy will once again be taken away.
And indeed, and I think that is the message at this point, is to be responsible. I mean, we've been having beautiful weather in Cape Town over the past weekend, of course, following some gale force winds and rain last week. And this weekend, Sunday, for example, I saw myself, people in Cape Town seem to be wanting to go out into nature at least, trying to soak up the sun, but also trying to get out of months after months of being confined to their homes and being confined to only doing essential shopping and so on. And of course, we do know that Cape Town itself heavily reliant on tourism, domestic tourism at this point, a big draw card because of some restrictions still in place with regards to international travel. We do know that the province and the city, of course, gleans much of its income in the tourism industry from that international markets. But with a host of countries at this point in time still not allowed to travel for leisure to South Africa due to high risk in their home countries, domestic travel is and domestic tourism is going to bring in the much needed revenue to remedy some of those job losses in the industry. So therefore, once again, people have been urged to make sure that they do whatever they do safely, and also to maintain all the necessary protocols put in place to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Senior SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah and cameraman Clinton Surf, thank you indeed for joining us right here on the agenda, commemorating fallen heroes. That they, of course, being the City of Cape Town's Metro Police. As you heard, there trees being planted to commemorate those who've died of COVID-19.